I never chose weddings, they chose me. It's graft, it's pure graft. People always think wedding planners, oh, it's such a beautiful job. Girl, I'm telling you now, I've never worked so hard in my life.
What is the biggest misconception that people have about weddings?
Whoa.
Hello, Aid.
Hi, Hattie.
Welcome to PodFast.
Thank you for having me.
Aid is our community and events manager. Community and engagement manager. I feel
know.
it should be events.
Events have just popped in there and
Yeah.
they just won't go away, you know?
Aid, outside of Mill Street, you are an award-winning wedding
So
supplier.
kind, so
Not
kind.
wedding supplier. I can't even speak. You are an award-winning wedding planner.
Thank you,
That's
Hattie.
pretty huge.
Thank you.
Dotty Duck Events.
Yeah.
So, tell us all about Dotty Duck. How did it start? Where are we at now? Why?
I have always been in the events world. So I worked for a national company and did their corporate events, so roadshows, conferences, that type of thing. So big scale budget, heavy production, that type of thing. But it also meant that I was up and down the country and plenty of time away from home. And I have 3 children who are all grown up now and 2 grandchildren. I just want to be around a bit more. So when looking for other places where I could use my skills, it sort of came obvious that maybe I should do this for myself. Launched the business and started doing a few local events, book launches, brunches, that type of thing. And then a friend of mine was getting married and she was like, of course, can you just help me? So I helped her do her wedding and it just snowballed. And I keep saying, like, I never chose weddings, they chose me. It just literally one after another, after another, after another. The bookings came in.
So, tell us a bit about what makes Dotty Duck so different.
I think I'm just real. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing. Like, weddings are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's mental money that people pay for one day. I get it. I've married myself. I absolutely get it. But it's a hell of a big investment. So I think sometimes you just need somebody on your team that understands that. People always think wedding planners, oh, it's such a beautiful job. It's so glamorous. Girl, I'm telling you now, I've never worked so hard in my life. It's graft. It's pure graft. And I think when I meet my couples and I'll run through like a typical day with them. There's so many elements they haven't thought about that they're like, thank God we've got somebody that's not afraid to roll her sleeves up and get stuck in. So I think and I hope that comes through with my work.
What is the biggest misconception that people have about weddings?
Always the money and always the time it takes, I think. Quite often what I do with my clients is the first meeting, I ask them what's their big 3. What is the most important things to them. And for the bride, it could be the dress. For the groom, it could be the band. So it's like, okay, let's sort out what's important. Let's get those moved into play. We can work around the rest because they're little things that you're not too bothered about. Quite often, you find it a lot with a Marquee wedding. Marquee weddings are the biggest one. Toilets, you're going to have to put that on site. The caterers will need an area for a kitchen. The bar staff will need a kitchen with a sink. Otherwise, you've got to hire in all of that glassware. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
If you just booked a hotel, we're like, we've got the space. They are beautiful. And I work with some amazing marquee companies who have been in the business for years and know all of this, thank God. But a lot of couples don't.
Really building your supplier network then. So, you've hosted a supplier event here at Mill Street.
So it actually came off the back of a styled shoot. So I did a styled shoot, which normally wedding planners are not involved. But it was my task to sort of arrange the styled shoot, arrange the suppliers. Of course, I asked all of my favourites, of course. But we were talking about how we all a bit like we are here at Mill Street, we all face similar sort of experiences of feeling a bit lonely when you work for yourself and needing that sort of connection and that space to be like, I've got my head down and I'm working, but we're in the same industry. We're doing the same thing. So they were like, can you arrange like a social or a co-work? And I was a bit like, yeah, cool. And then again, can you arrange it? So okay, let's give it a go. So we had the first one here at Mill Street, and it was lovely to see everybody from the same industry sharing with each other experiences, recommendations, things that were bothering them, that sort of thing. And it was genuinely, it was about building a community. Do you know what I mean? We weren't in competition. There was other planners there, and it's not like, oh, what do you offer? This is what I offer. It was more of, I really struggle with this. What do you use? Do you have a policy for that, or do you put that in your T's and C's? And can you share that with me? So you all feel like you're supporting and growing each other. That's what we're all about, isn't it?
You must also get really close to the couples. Do you feel like that's, does that relationship continue after the wedding has happened?
I know exactly what you mean. It's so hard. I've just had one this week. So I had a beautiful wedding in Covent Garden, and I had my final farewell call, which I do after the wedding, just to sort of any feedback, catch up on the day, that type of thing. But it's sad because you spend at least a year with these people. You get to know them, you're checking in, you get to know their families, their friends, and you're there for the biggest part of the day, and then you have to go, bye then, have a lovely married life. And it kills. It absolutely kills. And there is some couples that I stay in contact with. Absolutely. You just do. And I've had couples that have gone on to have children. So we have Dotty Duck babies out there. So that's quite nice. It's nice that they share that with me. And the great thing is, you probably know yourself, like when someone gets married in a friendship group, they all start getting married. Everyone it's like when they have kids, they all start having kids. So quite often I'll do one wedding, and then before I know it, I'll see them again at another wedding because it's their friends, and they've recommended me, which is always the biggest compliment.
Oh God, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
It'd be silly not to. What can our listeners and viewers do to support your business and help grow your business?
Give me a follow. So I'm on Instagram and now on TikTok, Dotty Duck Events. And if you've used my services, give me a review. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest way you could ever repay me, is to give me a review, recommend me to people.
Obviously, most of our listeners are entrepreneurs, people in business. Is there any kind of advice, words of wisdom, or anything like that you would give to somebody else who owns their own business?
I think don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Don't be afraid to say, I'm not sure, or can someone help me? That's one big thing I've learned here at Mill Street is, and I can see it happening with our members, if you just show that vulnerability, the amount of people that step up and go, I've got you. I've so got you. Let me help you with this. Everybody will come together and play ball.
I love that. Well, thank you so much
for
coming on to PodFast.
Thank you.
It's so fun to have
a
Mill Street on here.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Hattie.